I am Willard Wyler, master of the macabre.
Yo, where'd everybody go? Hold up. All right, cool. If I'm doing this solo, I better be getting some more paper than discussed.
Hey, hey, hey. How about now? How about... Oh, man. Much better. Okay, good deal. So sorry. So sorry. We're gonna fight some zombies in Spaceland.
Welcome back to the 80s!
I feel so bad. I was talking to myself for for 2 minutes or so. Hello.
Like they did back then any longer.
How are we all doing, guys? Thank you so much for coming by. BG and some guy online. Always appreciate you guys. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the mic. I tell you what, like, my computer, I really need to start, like, just, like, make sure that my computer knows what I'm doing at all times, because it seems to, like, change my settings all the time. And I don't know why. I don't know why it does, but at least it decided to go back. But how are you guys doing? It is Thanksgiving week, and as DSP would say, American Thanksgiving is on Thursday, which I love. I love the fact that he has to make the delineation that a holiday is American or not. I think it's so funny, because I think we're to a point where most people know if a holiday is American or not. It's just such an unneeded little bit of info, and I think it's very funny. Thanksgiving is cool. I agree. Thanksgiving is really cool. And to be honest, Thanksgiving is really underrated. Like, everybody's always talking about, you know, Christmas and, you know, summer... Well, I don't know if it's summertime, really, because it's not like a holiday, but, I mean, you know, we're always talking about, like, you know, 4th of July because of fireworks and all that, and then Christmas, and then we're always talking about Halloween, and, like, I mean, Halloween is my favorite holiday, but, you know, special shout out to Thanksgiving. It kind of goes overlooked a lot of the time. And I think it's worth remembering, you know? It's good to remember the things that you have, the things that you gotta be grateful for. I can tell you personally, I, myself, have found a lot to be grateful for this year. So, yeah, I don't know if this will be the only stream I do this week, but if it is, I just want you to know that I am very grateful for all of you who watch my content, who come to my streams, all that stuff. So you guys are, I mean, you're really the reason why I keep doing this, because I enjoy talking with you, I enjoy having you here, and yeah, I enjoy what I do with you guys. So big ups to you guys. There we go. Thanksgiving is a pretty fun time for the year. Yeah, I mean, it's great. You know, it's a great time because you're just spending it with family, you're eating food, and really it's just kind of chill. Like, you don't really do a whole lot. It's really just a great time to just kind of, like, not do anything and, like, look and shop, kind of. Christmas, on the other hand, I despise. That's totally fair. I can understand. I mean, a lot of people actually kind of hate Christmas, you know, and I feel like the older you get, it kind of permeates a little bit more. You can kind of understand why people kind of hate it a bit more. I kind of find it funny that DSP has to say it's a US holiday, like, no shit. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, man. I think it's hilarious, because he makes that delineation on a lot of holidays whenever he's talking. Like, yeah, dude, we obviously it's a US holiday, but it's like, also, are we not allowed to, like, be thankful, like, in every country? Why does it have to be in just the US? It's like, did we forget the whole premise was, like, pilgrims having, like, sharing food with other people? Like, I just think it's so funny. I find it funny that DSP says to us, why do you hate Christmas? I don't personally hate Christmas, if you're talking about some guy online. Yeah, I hope, I mean, if it's personal, I don't want to push too much, but yeah, if Christmas is a rough time for you, I definitely understand, you know? It's not always the easiest for everybody. Sometimes it's wrapped around, like, family members, or sometimes it's just wrapped around personal stuff, so yeah, it's totally up to you, man. I feel you. One thing we should do later on in this stream is we should look at the Steam sale for autumn, because they have the Steam sale going on for autumn. But because because your favorite bowl of rice owns so many games, I think I own most of the ones that I would kind of even need to consider buying, honestly. I really need to go see that Thanksgiving movie. I really wanted to go see it. I'm not the biggest Eli Roth fan, but I don't hate his movies like a lot of people do. I know a lot of people kind of just dislike his movies because they find them... They just kind of find them... what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say gore porn, because I don't really think his movies are gore porn, but I guess they don't really have like a lot of substance to them. Alistair, what's up? Appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I am grateful for you, sir. Thank you for coming by. Give you a game. I mean, to be honest, I would not be opposed to doing like a little Christmas giveaway. I am on the precipice of hopefully getting a new job. And when that happens, I would love to give back to the community a little bit. Especially for, you know, being patient with me and doing all that stuff. Oh shit, you playing Zombies in Spaceland? Yes, sir! I've actually been playing a lot of it lately, because I was like, you know, I should give it a little bit more of a shot. You know, I haven't really played much of this one specifically. I played a ton of Black Ops 3, and I was like, I should give it more of a shot. And I've really been having a great time, honestly. It's way better than I think I initially gave it credit for. Oh, it's the clowns. Oh, it's the clowns. Where are they at? Like, I'm actually kind of surprised, like, because I know when I first played this, I mean, granted, I wasn't playing it, I was playing it with somebody who I didn't particularly care for very much, so there probably was that element to it, but, I mean, everything about this mode is kind of what I love about, everything I love about the 80s. The 80s is like one of my favorite time periods, so that certainly helps it. But also, the fact that it's a zombies mode centered around the 80s, like, there shouldn't be a better... I don't think there could be, like, a more my alley kind of zombies mode. And so I was like, you know, I should give it another shot. And honestly, like, I've been having an absolute blast with it. I really think I just misjudged it the first time around, because the first time I played it, I didn't like the person I was playing it with, and I also didn't understand zombies at that point. So there was kind of both things going on. But yeah, it's way better than I remember, honestly. And I'm considering getting the other maps for it, too. I might even, if I get the other maps, I might even do a stream for it. Yo, how's it going? What's up, Rodon? I appreciate you stopping by, man. Doing pretty good. Just zombies and space in time, you know? Like this, oh, this is beautiful. I love all of this. If I re-download it, I want to find people to do the Easter egg with. I mean, yeah, I'd totally be down. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Grav would be down too. I know Grav was talking about wanting to do some... He was talking about wanting to do something with other zombie games. And I assume he was talking COD. But I would love... I mean, I would love to do the Easter eggs on this one. I know that this one is notoriously hard. And honestly, like, I would love to try it. I've had a hell of a time trying to stay alive on this one personally, so I mean, yeah, I would absolutely be down to try and be able to do the Easter egg on this one. Because this one's the one with the alien, right? Ooh. Also, I think it's the Hoff was in it. Yep. Yeah, he's the DJ. Which, okay, so I didn't realize that, like, the 80s music plays in it. And so I'm sitting here, and I'm like, is that Sunglasses at Night? And then all of a sudden I go over and I see Hasselhoff is just, like, in the DJ booth playing Sunglasses at Night. It's great. Not planning on upgrading my GPU in years, but if I was, what should I get? Thinking 3080. Remind me, BG, what do you have now? I want to say it's been a minute since I heard which one you had. My guess, I thought you said you had. Did you have 3060? Was that what you said you had? I can't quite remember off the top of my head if you had a 3060 or if you had a 2000 series. Where'd the arcade go? Oh wait, no, I'm going the right way. I'm just being a sped. Oh, you had a 1080. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a 3080 would be good. Personally, I'm using a 3060, and I find it great. If I could have, I probably would have done a 3070 or a 3080. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely recommend the 30 series. I've had nothing but good luck with it so far. And that's coming from somebody who had a... that had a RX, like, 5500, like an AMD. But honestly, the Switch was super easy, so, yeah, I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about the 30 series. And I would think a 3080 would be, like, a massive jump. Especially considering where you're at now, like, yeah, definitely. I mean, the 3080... Oh, good, I got that. Okay. Yeah, the 3080 would be a really, really good jump. And I really don't think there's much you couldn't play with that, honestly. Although, that being said, if you're going to get it in, like, a few years, there's a good chance that, like, by then, you might be able to get a 4000 series for pretty decent price. I guess it really just depends. Like, for me, I got a 3060 for about I'm trying to remember how much I paid. Oh, that was lucky. I think I paid about $330 for my 3060. Good for ultra wide, 4K or higher. Yeah. What Alistair said is definitely true on that. It really just kind of depends on what you're wanting, but you could definitely kind of go with whatever. I need to get a different weapon. Yeah, because there's been a game that struggles on my 1080 besides... Oh, there hasn't been a game that struggles besides Baldur's Gate 3? Well, that's good at least. It doesn't entirely shock me because, to be honest, Baldur's Gate 3 is surprisingly graphic intensive. Like, I'm actually a little shocked by it, so I'm not completely surprised by that. You're gonna honk your horn? Are you outside my house? I'm so confused, Gizzard. Oh man, went
The
down.
best thing about your performance is that it ended. So,
Yo, an
I
arcade?
guess you got that part right.
That's fresh.
Let's do some basketball. Let's see how I do.
Basketball swings. From downtown. Nice shot.
I love the arcade games in this.
Nice shot. Score.
Also, thank you for stopping by.
Holy
Yeah, the 1080 is a really great card. Like, I think there was very few games that, like, you wouldn't be able to do on it. But, like, Baldur's Gate 3 I could see as being one of those. Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield are both kind of games where they're so next-gen heavy. And I know that sounds weird, but, like, they do kind of require you to have some newer hardware. You can play classic real Activision games too in this map. Yeah, I love that fact. I saw that when I was in the arcade and I was like, that is so cool. I was playing Pitfall in it. Listen for it? Okay, I'm listening.
It's time to pimp my ride.
We'll see, Guzzy.
I got
Can confirm. I've had a lot of people in and out of my upper apartment today. Not mine, but my neighbors. I should have started him.
Alright, show me what you got, Neil.
Oh, leave that silly little robot alone. He is not part of the official props list.
It's time to pimp my ride. Hey, yay, let's roll it up.
See, the one that I struggle with the most on this map, personally, is when that giant behemoth guy shows up. I have a really hard time with that.
Yo, where's that power?
I ended up looking at Blunder and I was saying to myself, should I make 3 more? Like, I could make money out of this. I mean, that's true, man. I mean, no shame on getting the bag. I feel that. Chopper Commander was my favorite. I remember my local arcade having that game in the early 2000s. I think the most, believe it or not, I think the most I had for an arcade was probably just Chuck E. Cheese exclusively.
This looks like I should hold on to this.
I got lucky on that one. Like, that was like almost the only thing that I really had that had an arcade that I can think of.
Yo, I ain't going out like that.
I shouldn't have even tried the challenge, honestly. Don't know how to animate, but I guess I gotta learn. I mean, Blender is really useful, though. I've heard a lot of people do some really cool stuff in Blender. Or not heard, but I've seen a lot of people. Oh, I forgot to buy the Up and Atoms. Dang it. Okay, well, we're gonna go back in that one because I forgot to buy it. Totally messed that one up. You can learn no problem. In 3D, the rigging and timelines are easy to understand. I mean, that's nice. I've always heard, like, it's pretty decent, like, as far as, like, 3D modeling and stuff goes. Like, it's not too bad. Maya is a bit harder. I have heard Maya is a bit more complex. But I think Maya's been around longer, right? I love the melees are different. I think it's very funny. General question, by the way. Or I guess maybe two general questions. If I did content that was specifically focused on DSP, would you guys be interested in that?
80s.
Because I'm genuinely considering doing content that is specifically DSP focused. And then the other question I was wondering is, would you be interested, or not actually, sorry, it's about something that's already out. Did you guys have a chance to watch the interview that I did with Cess? I actually need to put it on my community tab, but it was a really cool interview. It was really nice. He was super cool. He basically sat down and talked with me for about probably an hour or so, just kind of like talking about life, YouTube, where I see myself in 5 years, the success that I've had, the success that I didn't have, all that stuff. So it was a really cool interview. Really small channel, but me and Grav both did an interview with him, and honestly, it was, he's a really cool guy. So I'll find the interview and I'll link it in the chat. That way you guys can see it. But I urge you to check that out if you're ever curious about any like personal stuff about me that I've never talked about. It was a good interview for it. Person Man Guy, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you coming by, dude.
Oh, leave that silly little robot alone.
The YouTuber DSP?
Not
Yes,
part of the
sir.
official prop
I'm
list.
thinking about doing some content specifically on the YouTuber DSP.
A game, huh? So if I complete this little game, are you gonna help me?
3DS, Max, and Maya are better for modeling, rigging, and animating, but Blender is free and others aren't. I mean, yeah, that definitely makes a big difference. I could definitely see. Boy, what's up, gamer boy?
One man's trash is another man's.
How you been, man? I did. I did hear you, Gizzard. Gizzard has just driven by my house. Stalker. Can't do this. I'm actually downloading Infinite Warfare on PC right now. Nice. Yeah, we should do like a community night where we do Zombies in Spaceland, because that's been a that's been one that I've had a lot of people say like 50-50 things about, and then I started playing Zombies in Spaceland again, and I'm like, honestly, it's really good. What is your game of the year? That is a great question. This year, I would say, is actually one of the hardest years I've had since maybe 2015 for Game of the Year. And that's impressive, because 2015 was stacked, man. We had a lot of good stuff in 2015. I would personally...
Here we go.
Baldur's Gate 3 is in that top 3 for sure. I haven't finished it yet though, and that's the reason I struggle to say it's my favorite. But I absolutely adore it, and I think when I do finish it, I could see it being my favorite. So that's one for sure. I really like Starfield. I know that Starfield is not everybody's cup of tea, but I really like it. So that's one that like I really enjoy. I need to get back to it actually. It's one that I like to just kind of put up and just kind of do stuff in. It's kind of a really good like just kind of hang back and do stuff in game. And then there was another one. Oh, Diablo 4, as I've been playing it, I really love. I am actually kind of kicking myself that it took me as long, to play Diablo 4 as it has. But, I mean, the reason for it was because it wasn't on Steam, and I just didn't really want to buy it on Battle.net. But now that it's on Steam, and I've had the chance to play it on Steam Deck and all that, like, I really like Diablo 4. It feels so good. It's like the best of Diablo 2 with, like, the best of Diablo 3. So, I mean, that's up there. Resident Evil 4 Remake, for me, is up there. It might be controversial, but Hogwarts Legacy, like, it doesn't do everything perfect, but it does so many things interestingly, and I think it got kind of forgotten about. So man, I don't know. That's tough. I would say my immediate off the hip reaction would be it's between Resident Evil 4 Remake, Diablo 4, and Baldur's Gate 3. Just with, like, my immediate reaction to your question. But there's definitely a lot of wiggle room in there. And there's a few games I didn't get a chance to play yet. I didn't get a chance to play Street Fighter 6, which I really want to. I don't know if that would be a game of the year for me, but I know that that's, like, a really strong contender for some people. Another one that I really want to get a chance to play is the Dead Space remake. I really want to be able to play that. Yeah, exactly. Like, Hogwarts Legacy came out in January. Or was it February? Might have been February. But regardless, like, it was actually pretty good. Like, I didn't really have a lot of negative to say about it. I'm trying to think if I finished it, honestly. Did I finish it? I don't know if I finished it. I need to get back and finish that. I also, like, shout out to all the indie games, too, because there was a hell of a lot of indie games that came out this year that were incredibly good. Halls of Torment came out this year. Turbo Overkill came out this year, like, in its 1.0 release. There was also the RoboCop game that came out this year that I've been playing, which is, like, really, really good. Like, I expected the RoboCop game to be good because the Terminator game was good. Not only is the RoboCop game good, the RoboCop game is great. It has a really good story. There's, like, a hub area. There's literal, like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's, like, missions where you get to, like, actually, like, interact and talk with people and, like, RPG elements. Like, it's good, man. Oh, thank you, Trepang 2. And then on top of Trepang 2, like, I feel like there was another one I played that I really, really dug. That was, like, early summertime. Oh, the System Shock remake. The System Shock remake came out this year. Like, man, it's stacked. I wouldn't say this is a game of the year, but then you've got, like, the Hellboy remake, or the Hellboy game as well, which, like, I haven't played it yet, but I'm kind of waiting to grab it on the cheaper side. So, like, I mean, there's just a ton of stuff, man. It's kind of shocking how much has come out of, like, really good quality. Let's be back up here. For you, it's Zelda, Baldur's Gate. Yeah, but Baldur's Gate probably deserves it more. That's fair. I mean, oh, that's the thing. I didn't even talk about Zelda. To be honest, Zelda didn't jive with me this year as much as I expected it to, which is not a knock on it, I guess. It's just that, like, I just didn't really, I don't know, this is my first year, I guess, not really playing a Nintendo game on a Nintendo console, so maybe it was that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see here. Game of the Year is Breeders of Nephilim. I've not heard of that. Or are you talking about Diablo? Because if Diablo has Nephilim, or is that an actual game? PC performance was my main issues on Hogwarts. Honestly, they fixed that pretty well. I think in about must have been in the first month or two, I think they fixed it. Like, I haven't had nearly as many issues. Like the last time I booted it up, I was pretty golden on that. Oh, it's a porn game, it's a joke. I got you. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, the amount of porn games that have been showing up on my Steam list, like, it's kind of shocking because I'm like, did I buy a game that I wasn't supposed to? Like, I was like, I know I was looking at Seed of the Dead as like a joke, but like, I'm starting to wonder.
Stick to the script.
Let's see. Haven't played Mario Wonder or Spider-Man 2 yet. I haven't played either of those. To be honest, I'm probably not going to play either. At least not this year for sure. Spider-Man 2, I really want to play, but I'm not going to be able to touch it until it comes to PC. So there is that. But then, as far as Super Mario Wonder, I mean, I could download an emulator for it, but I don't know, man. Me and 2D Mario, we got kind of a weird history. I've really only got, like, 1 or 2 Mario games that are 2D that, like, really, really got me. And one of them was Super Mario DS. And that was, like, 15 years ago. 18 years ago. I turned off porn games on Steam and it got annoying very fast in my life. Yeah, I don't do porn games. But surprisingly, I will say, I was actually really surprised at what Seed of the Dead was. Like, I got really confused actually because I didn't know it was a porn game when I first saw it. I was looking up a lot of zombie games and I was like, oh, is this a Left 4 Dead clone? And it is a Left 4 Dead clone. Except for the fact that it's also a porn game. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to skip this one. I was like, I've got enough Left 4 Dead games. We'll stick to those.
Better keep the pin in that one.
Hey, how's life been? Oh, what's up, Anthony? Appreciate you stopping by, man. Life's been good. Life's been good. It's Thanksgiving week, so just grateful for all of you. But yeah, Spaceland decided to do a little bit of zombies. I own 0 porn games and Steam keeps recommending them to me. Exactly, that's the same thing, man. And like, I know I own a lot of Steam games, and I'm wondering if they're just like, they don't know what else to recommend me because I own so many games. But I'm like, surely you can recommend me something else. Like, there's no reason I need to keep getting, like, waifu games. Like, waifu porn games. Like, there doesn't need to just be that. Exactly, it's Left 4 Dead, but hentai. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, I wonder how the shooting mechanics are. But then on the other hand, I'm like, but it's hentai. I don't really want to. Let's see. Just got here and y'all are talking about everyone. I know, dude. I'm so sorry, meme guy. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, no, we were talking about the fact that like Steam keeps recommending like a ton of porn games, and I'm really confused by it. I don't understand like why. Like, I'll literally be, like, going on Steam's, like, new and trending, and all of a sudden I'm looking at, like Sex and Lust 2, and I'm like, dude, I didn't play Sex and Lust 1. What makes you think I want to play this? Have you played HD Doom? Oh, no, but is that the one that G-Man Lives did a video on? Because I feel like I saw his video on that. You know, I never got a chance to ride the roller coaster. I think I want to ride the roller coaster.
What happens when this reaches 88 miles per hour?
Tickets. Okay. Have you seen Scott Pilgrim Takes Off? No, I haven't watched it yet. I want to, though. I like Scott Pilgrim a lot. That movie is awesome. And obviously, like, the game is, like, super great. Like, it's really good. So I imagine, though, especially since they brought the cast back, it's gotta be decent. Come on. Michael Cera is so good as Scott Pilgrim, though. Like, if you go back and love it, or watch it, I love it when he's like, you know, he's like, oh, don't say the L word, and he's like, lesbians? It's so good, it's so awkward. Okay, missing a couple. Okay, really missing a couple. That one I thought. go down on this ride?
What the heck kind of coaster was that?
Oh man.
This is where they hide all the cool games?
I have played the Brutal Doom mod. I actually have that installed. I love Brutal Doom. Brutal Doom is one of my favorite ways to play Doom. Like, I love playing original Doom, but Brutal Doom is, oh, it's head and shoulders above. Oh, wait, it's a Seth Green voice act for this character? That's so good. I could totally see it if he does. Seth Green is so great. I love him in Scooby-Doo 2. Me and my wife were watching Scooby-Doo 1 the other day, and I knew James Gunn wrote Scooby-Doo 2, like the movie, but I kind of forgot that he wrote the original Scooby-Doo movie. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh man, I was like, there's so many good jokes in here. I was like, I did not realize that he wrote this one as well. Have you seen the trailer for the new Planet of the Apes movie? Not yet. I need to watch the last Planet of the Apes movie that came out. I think it was is it Dawn? No. Not Dawn.
We need to seal this place up.
Gosh, what was it? Not Dawn. I'm trying to think what it was.
Will be mine.
I think it was, let's see, there's Rise, Dawn, and War? I think it was War? Yeah, okay, perfect. Yep, it was War. Yeah, War of the Planet of the Apes. That's the one that I didn't see, but I love Dawn and Rise. I thought those were really, really good. Mario Wonder is an absolute slapper of game, which surprised the hell out of me because I genuinely am not a big fan of 2D Mario besides Super Mario World and New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I'm more of a Sonic guy myself. Well, that's good to hear. I wondered how it was. Like, I knew, like, it must have been a pretty decent game when I saw that, like, Griffin was, like, raving about it. Because Griffin's been, like, downplaying a ton of games lately. Like, I know it's a weird year when he's downplaying Call of Duty, but he's talking up Mario. I'm like, oh, it must be that type of year. But, yeah, I'm like, okay, man, like, good deal. And I'm glad, too, like, 2D Mario needed a boost, honestly, because, like, no offense, but the new Mario Brothers games, like, you know how, like, Walmart has the Great Value brand? Like, for me, that's kind of what, that's, like, what the gaming version of, or that's what, like, Nintendo's, like, gaming was for, like, 2D Mario. It's, like, the Great Value brand of Nintendo. And it's like, it shouldn't be that way, because Nintendo makes really, really good stuff, but, like, whenever they would pump out one of those, I'm like, dude, what are we doing?
Almost forgot. I have a souvenir token I can deposit. Let's hope we roll a natural
Okay, howitzer. There we go. Can't wait for Mario RPG. Yeah, I mean, that one looks pretty good. I always wanted to play it, and then I did when I got, like, the SNES Classic, and it was pretty good. I don't really have anything too bad to say about it, honestly. Like, I don't know that the remake will do anything too crazy different, but, like, yeah, from what I played, I really liked it. Also, it's just really cool that Square made a Mario game. Like, that's pretty crazy. I have a bunch of Funko Pops in my room and I get freaked out of them. Please send help. Send my friend saying hi. I think it's funny when people are always like, man, what do you do? Like, why would you get Funko Pops? Like, there's so many better collectibles you can get. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I mean, yes and no. Like, obviously you can get more detailed stuff, but it really just kind of depends, you know? I I kind of like them for how cheap they are. I think the, like, cheap Funko Pops, like, I really appreciate that. I'm not into, like, trying to, like, snag really high value ones or anything. But I definitely appreciate how, like, if you want a figure of a character that you really like, you can just go and buy a Funko Pop of them for a pretty reasonable price. Like, I think that's cool.
Somewhere or done something before?
Picking it up tomorrow, nice.
What the heck are all these power switches?
That'll be sweet. If I want to, I might consider emulating it. I just gotta decide if I want to waste the hard drive space. But I guess it just depends on how big. It can't be that big of a game, I wouldn't think. I guess it depends on how big the assets are. But, like, the original game is an SNES game, so surely it can't be that big. If I if I do download any more ROMs for Switch games, I'm probably gonna have to like delete some COD games off of my hard drive. I also didn't realize that COD, like, or Modern Warfare 3, I didn't realize that it had like a rank cap for like your rank in it, and I guess level 55 must have been the cap, because like I was trying to rank up in it. And then I realized, oh, I hit the cap.
That's a wrap, people.
I guess level 55 was the cap, but I thought you could. Surely, I was like, surely you can prestige in this, but I haven't found a way to prestige yet.
Oh, wow, an arcade in the afterlife? I could be here a while.
Hearing the nerd talk, it's so funny. Oh, I knew I was going to get cut off of the Up and Adams. Snagging the newer Sonic game as well. That one I heard was pretty good. I loved watching DSP play it because he shat on it the entire time. It was very, very funny. I really... so, out of curiosity, guys, so for the DSP content, what type of DSP content would you be interested in watching me do? Like, would you want to, like, maybe have me, like, live stream his live streams, or just do, like, recaps of, like, the crazy stuff he says? I'm trying to get, like, a good idea so that, like, if I start doing DSP content, I can kind of know, like, what I should do. I kind of want to keep it kind of simple. Like, should I just talk about the crazy stuff he says while I do gameplay? I know a lot of DSP history, so if there's crazy stuff that you want to hear about, commentary and live stream, recaps, all of the above. Okay. And the cool thing is we'll probably get an influx of people from the Snortex, as we call it. Because there is a lot of people in that realm who love DSP content, so we'll probably get a decent amount of stuff. But I'm thinking what we'll probably do then is I'll probably just take clips from him and the wacky shit that he says, and we'll probably just kind of recap it. Oh snap! No, I forgot about him.
I see you've met our lovely Spaceland mascot, Groot. He enjoys quiet strolls through the park and ripping arms.
Nintendo's actually made some great games this year. Mario RPG Remake, Mario Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. And then next year, Thousand Year Door Remake. I was really surprised about the Thousand Year Door Remake. I really can honestly say I did not expect a remake for that game. I expected maybe a remaster. But a full-on oh, man. A full-on remake, I definitely did not. Love the Mario RPGs and other spin-offs more than the mainline games. I would agree, actually. I liked the Origami King pretty well. I've been watching DSP content lately. There's so much interesting stuff. BG, you would probably really enjoy WPIG. That's a really, really fun radio station on YouTube where they basically, like, they do a couple shows a week where they'll just go down random, like, iceberg content for DSP. And there's, like, really great music and stuff. I actually had one of my songs that I made appear. I made a DSP song that I actually had appear on there. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, it was pretty funny. WPIG. Do you know Daniel Larson? Oh, very much, very much. I'm quite familiar with Lolcows. Let's see here. Which one was this on? Another CT thread. Also, I like to imagine he just busted all over his desk and didn't clean it. That's kind of what my headcanon is. I think... Oh, I think it was the valedictorian stream, actually.
Strongly urge you.
And then, let's see. I'm trying to remember how he does it. So I think what he does is he plays a bunch of music in the beginning, and then he does like a little bit of pre-show, and then he just goes straight into topics about DSP and like things that he's lied about. And then I think I think they have Snort. Shoot, what's it called? Snort. Actually, we should watch some Lolcows. I'd be okay watching some Lolcows. Snort. Is it radio? What's it called? Man, I can't remember. Snortwave Records. There we go. Man, there's some good tracks, man. Let's see. What's a good track?
I was like stressed out in my sleep for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because of the post-nasal drip and the cough. You know, it's in the back of my head. Oh, it's dripping in your throat. It's dripping in your throat. You're gonna cough. You're gonna cough. So it ends up being like, oh, you gotta clear your throat so you don't cough. You gotta clear your throat so you don't cough. I started feeling drippage in my throat. Drippage in my throat. I got my drip. I've got pressure here and here. Drippage in my throat. Drippage in my throat.
It's very like Liquid Richard.
I got my drip.
A lot of the music people make for DSP.
I got my drip.
But it's all really good stuff.
I got my drip. I got my drip. I told you guys how stressed out I was recently this week.
Love the background. Isn't it good? Actually, I know one of the guys that I think I sent him my... This is the picture that he played my song in the background with. It was really, really great. Here's the song that I did.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
I'll look up some Lolcows.
Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, you stupid anime bitch. Hello, True. I'll ban you all. I have psychic powers, and I am controlling all of you. And what I do, I wiggle like this, and what happens is your wallet opens up, and all of your money flies out of your wallet into the sky. And then once again, I open my window with a big bag, big sack of Santa's loot sack, it just fills with money flying in there. Ha 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 ha! Money kinesis. I have money kinesis, and I can steal it all. Like. Alive and well in Israel,
I have money so I can get my family gifts. Dude, that's awesome. That is sometimes the hardest thing, but it's always nice when you have money to get people stuff
my
for Christmas,
God.
so I feel like...
Excuse me.
Have you watched EFAP's video on the Boogie documentary? Let's see. EFAP, remind me. EFAP. I'm trying to think. EFAP. Remind me. EFAP. Who does it stand for? Is that Mueller? Every frame of pause. No, him I have not. Jacob, what's up? Thank you for stopping by, man. Yeah, so that was the song I did, the DSP song. Let's do a little. I think it'd be fun to do a lolcow tier list. Now some of these guys I don't know, and for the ones I don't know, I might just skip. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked the song. I might download that actually, and then we could use that in the beginnings. That way you know when it's going to be a DSP related stream or DSP related content and when it won't be. Now, some of these guys I don't know, and some of them I do know, but I don't really know. I know everyone on this list, so I could help. Okay, fair enough. I'm good with that. Okay. First guy, I don't know who that is. So that's not a great start. Who's this guy? Some of them are TikTok people as well, and I don't have TikTok. I keep up on a lot of TikTok lolcows, but I'm not up to date on some of them. Well, let's skip him. Anybody I don't know, we'll skip, and I'll come back to you, BG, and I can always have you help me. Christian. Oh, the first guy is an incel who ran over a couple of women with his car. Jesus Christ, man. That kind of sounds like Bizarre to me. Does Bizarre seem like a proper ranking? Because the fact that I don't know him kind of makes me think that, like, he's not as knowable as he should be. I mean, obviously what he did was batshit insane, but the fact that I don't know him... we are doing a lolcow tier list, Alistair. Yeah, I don't know. For right now, I'm thinking we stick him in Bizarre. Because hitting somebody with your car is not okay at all. But, like, I don't know if he's an absolute lolcow for that. Because I don't know him, you know? So, we'll stick him in Bizarre. I don't think any introduction is needed for Christian. I think for those of us who know Christian, and most of you should, Christian is an absolute degenerate and deserves nothing less than the top tier of lolcow. Just absolute degenerate. I don't think there's anything I can add to the discussion with Christian, to be honest. I don't remember this guy's name, by the way. I didn't see BG say the name, so I'm not sure about that. Trisha Paytas. She's definitely a lolcow, but the question is, though, how milkable is she for content? I guess that would be my question, is how much content do we... I mean, we get a lot of content, and we have got a lot of content. So, I would say absolute lolcow. Because I think she's earned the rank of lolcow for sure. By the way, let's put on some like good old-fashioned synthwave in the back. I don't want you guys to have to just hear me talk. OnlyFans and a fucked up boob job. I mean, I definitely knew about the fucked up boob job, and I guess the OnlyFans doesn't surprise me. So, you know, I'm cool. I'm cool with Absolute Lol Cow. I think that's a good one. Nico Kato. So here's the thing. I don't think he's a degenerate. I think he's disgusting, for sure. Definitely disgusting. But I don't think he's quite the degenerate. I'm gonna go with disgusting, because, like, I don't think he's quite top. He's not the top tier. You know, he's not a Christian level. Nadia on here. Hello. What's the plan for the break? For playing, I assume you mean, like, Thanksgiving break? Don't really have, much of anything, honestly, going on. Gonna be spending time with family, but, outside of that. Have you tried VRChat? Oh, shoot. I'm so happy you said something. Let me write that down. I'm so happy you said something. In fact, let me just go to Steam. Okay, let me add it to my... I think I can add this to my queue. Right. Okay, well, I'm gonna have that as the first thing I open. Thank you, me, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. A day goes by and it feels like a year has gone by. Alright, next one, we got Illuminati. Now, I kind of need a refresher with Illuminati. What was her big thing again? Illuminati controversy. Alleged plagiarizing content from Legal Eagle and others. Squarespace is currently facing accusations of plagiarism. I mean, it's cringe. I think cringe is kind of where I place it, because, like, it was never that big of a deal for me personally. I know there are people who are very upset by the whole thing. So, like, for me, it's cringe. I don't know if it should go higher or not. We can always talk about that. But for me, I would go cringe. She accused Legal Eagle of plagiarism because of transitions edit, which is default with most editing. Oh, yeah. That's just like normal for the most part. Yeah, I don't understand that. This one, I don't know if I recognize this one. I know who the next one is. I don't know if I know who this one is. I'm not sure on this one. Illuminati's Autism Speaks video is the epitome of the phrase, listen to the message and unload the mag into said messenger. Fair enough. I'm not sure who this one is, so we'll skip that one. Okay, I think this one is Leslie... Oh, shoot, what's her name? It's like Leslie... oh, shoot, what is it? TikTok Leslie Clark. Right? I think that's what it is. Yep. She is really creepy, really disturbing, but she's not, like, incredibly well known. I mean, I guess the fact she's on here kind of says something, but Anthony, I love that you asked that. I think I'm pretty. I think I personally can say he's definitely going in degenerate. Personally, I don't think there's any question about that with Quantum. But Leslie, though, I'm curious, man. I don't know where to stick Leslie. Right now, I'm gonna go disgusting, because the thing she did was really, really gross. Like, she's just nasty, man. I'm gonna go disgusting. Like, it doesn't really matter how well known she is. Like, she's disgusting. I gotta go with that. Rice, did you get Half-Life when it was free? I actually already owned Half-Life. But, so I mean, technically, yes. But yeah, no, Half-Life's awesome, man. I hope you managed to grab it, though. Kelton, caught a Kelton stream. You sure did, Lenny. What's up? Appreciate you being here. BG, you said you knew about everybody on here. Let's see if we can find a quick breakdown. I want to, like, read you a quick breakdown. Basically, she, like, stalks people. She's a pedo. I'm trying to see if there is, like, a quick breakdown. I mean, pedo is kind of enough right there, but, like, well, most realistically, I know most of it. Okay, that's fair. But, yeah, she's big pedo. There's a really good, YouTube video here that kind of breaks it down. I'll put it in the chat for you if you want to watch it. Oh, well, I should probably...
Ever since it...
Johnny Elbows. Dude, I'm 3 hours away from Johnny Elbows. It's terrifying. Terrifying stuff. Let's go. If you want to watch the video about Leslie, here's a good video I recommend. I watched this one the other day. Let's see. You played the new RoboCop game, Rice? I did. Or I am playing. It's very, very good. I'm very impressed with it. I like it a lot. I really, really like it. This person looks really familiar. I'm trying to think who this person is. BG, do you recognize this person? She kind of looks like somebody who I recall from, like, seeing, like, an OnlyFans kind of thing. Or, like, somebody who got caught up in, like, an OnlyFans controversy, like a teacher or something, but I can't remember, though. Yeah, so, let's see. Oh, yes, I did hear about the Alex Jones game. That... it's just batshit insane. It kind of looks like... it's not really my style of game, otherwise I might give it a shot, but it's so crazy. What's a song with a good vibe that makes you feel uncomfortable? Oh, that's a good question. Song with a good vibe that makes me feel uncomfortable. A lot of songs by Low Roar kind of have that. Like, they all have a really good vibe, but they're very, like, they're a little uncomfortable just because of, like, the way they are. But yeah, that's a good one. Oh, that's right. The Alex Jones game isn't on Steam, is it? Oh, shoot. Oh, come on, man. You couldn't even bother to put it on Steam? Or if it was free? Yeah, he's charging $17.76, which, like, I get the joke, but I don't want to pay that much for what he's offering. Isabel is the person who leaked the thing with Christian. Oh, okay. I mean, probably harmless then, right? Maybe mild cringe, but harmless probably. Now the question, where do we put Boogie? Cause, like, on one hand, degenerate, kinda, but I don't know if he's as bad as Christian. You know, like, he's top tier lolcow. But do I put him next to Christian? As a degenerate? I don't know. Right now, I'm going to say, like, number one in disgusting. But I don't know if I can put Boogie next to Christian, man. Like, and this is me. This is even after me watching the documentary. But like, it's like, okay, so Boogie had sex with like hookers and stuff. Oh no, I see that. It's like, yeah, okay, but Boogie, like, Boogie is disgusting, but like, Christian drank his own, he drank his own stuff with Fanta. Like, I don't know, man. Right now, I'm gonna say Boogie is disgusting, but I don't think he's Christian levels of degenerate. Andrew Tate. Man, I'm tempted to put him in degenerate, and the only reason I would say that is because of like all the trafficking with the Romanian stuff. Also, I think his view on women and just like the whole misogyny aspect of it, I think it's kind of stupid. Will I do a deck report on Half-Life? I'll tell you what, I'll download Half-Life on the Steam Deck, and then I'll play it this week, and when I go live next, I can give a, I can kind of give like a report on what I think of it. If that is acceptable. Anthony P gotta go. Hey man, no worries. I appreciate you stopping by. As always, sir. Thank you. But yeah, if that's good for you, man, I think that's probably what I will do. Because there's a few games I've been wanting to kind of hit up on the deck. So I think that might be what I'll do then. But yeah, I'm totally cool with trying that up and letting you know. I know Black Mesa works pretty well on there. 7 when it released. Let's see, what year did that come out? Was that 96? Was Half-Life 96? I think it was. 98. So I would have been 2 when it released. I would have been 2 years old when it released. I hope the Switch 2 will be a thing. Nintendo should call it the Super Nintendo Switch. I think that would actually be a pretty dope idea, honestly. I really don't know if they should like lose the Switch branding yet. I think it's got too much power behind it. If you don't know the one I'm talking about, I'll provide context. Oh yeah, by all means, man. The Alex video game trailer is pretty funny. Just watched it. It is pretty funny. I agree. You know, Andrew Tate, I feel comfortable putting him degenerate, like, just because the stuff he did to a lot of people, like, if it would have just been the comments he made, I think I would have been okay with Absolute Lolcow. But, like, the fact that he actually, like, was selling people and running a whole ring and made profits off of it and stuff, I don't know, man. That's kind of degenerate for me. In a whole different way from Christian. For me, I think that's where I would stick him. Quantum, yeah. The question is, where does Quantum hasn't acted on anything yet? So Quantum stays 3rd right now? Okay, that's cool with me, man. I'm good with that. But yeah, Quantum is a degenerate. If you would have asked me if I would have thought Quantum would have been in degenerate, Andrew Tate is a criminal. Anyone who's a criminal deserves to be in the degen level. Yeah, that's my thinking of it too. Like I think it just kind of has to be that. If you would have asked me if Quantum deserves degenerate before the blueprint of him wanting to kill the Act Man, I would have said it was questionable. But after the blueprint, man, and the whole thing with his wife, yeah, nothing less than degenerate. Agreed. Quantard isn't degenerate, he's unhinged. Very much so. Definitely a sociopath. I could not agree more. This person I don't quite recognize either. Actually, these next 2 people I don't quite recognize. He looks really familiar, but I can't quite put a name on these 2. Oh, wait, is that Corey? No, that's not Corey Feldman. I know Corey Feldman has kind of a weird look these days, but that's not Corey Feldman, right? I mean, from here, it kind of looks like a Native American woman, but I have to just verify that that's not Corey Feldman. Dude, I can't tell if that's Corey Feldman or not. Oh, I can't tell. Oh, okay, so here's the deal. Do I treat it like it's Corey Feldman? Because I can't tell. Because I actually think Corey Feldman could be on this list, honestly. I don't think there's a reason Corey Feldman shouldn't be on this list. You know what? We're going to go with the assumption that's Corey Feldman, because I'm not 100%, but, like, you ask me, I assume that's Corey Feldman. I mean, it kind of looks like a Native American woman, but I think that's Corey Feldman, so... for me, Corey Feldman is an absolute... Well, is he a locale, though? I'm going to say Corey Feldman's bizarre. Because Corey Feldman, if you're not familiar with who Corey Feldman is, very famous child actor, was in the Goonies, Lost Boys, did some incredible films, and then he grew up, and he kind of just went nuts. And then you've got, like, amazing things, like... He started a singing career, and he does insane music videos dressed like that, and he's not very good at singing. Only reason why I don't call Quantum a psycho is because psychopaths are logical, whereas sociopaths are logical but are emotionally unstable, whereas psychopaths don't have emotions. Quantum does. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. I agree with everything said in that statement. I think Quantum is way too far off to be anything considered as normal or stable. Yeah, we're gonna go with Corey Feldman on that one. I think Bizarre is good, because I don't think he's toxic or anything, and I don't think he I've never heard anything about Corey Feldman, like, going super off the rails. I just know he's, like, super strange. I'm gonna skip this guy and this guy, because I don't know. Now we got Sneako. Where would be a good spot for Sneako? I don't want to say degenerate or disgusting, because I don't think he's that crazy. Like, what's the worst thing Sneako's done? I know Sneako has some dirt, for sure. Debatable opinions of women. Okay, yep, I knew about that. Vocal against vaccinations. Yep, I knew about that one. This led to widespread criticism of the creator, also known to promote conspiracy theories. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Nico believes the corporate house have tried to silence him. So he's just kind of, like, nuts. Is Bizarre safe for Sneako? I feel like Bizarre is decent, right? Cuck and threaten voice critical. Yeah, I remember that. Man. I feel like he's a step under Lolcow for me. Like, that's kind of where I feel. Like, I feel like he's, like, this is, for me, the threshold of almost a full Lolcow, but not quite. And for me, he's just a step under. Hi, babe. Hi, Grav. Hi. Miss you, boo. What's up, man? How you been? Appreciate you stopping by. We're just ranking some Lolcows. Okay, this next one, I don't think he needs much of an introduction if you know who this is. We got Daniel Larson. Daniel Larson, for me, I would say is equal to a Quantum. Although, I would say, the only thing I will say with Daniel Larson might have less control over his outbursts than Quantum. Quantum, we know, doesn't really have control, but Daniel probably has less control. But I think that might actually be like from a mental like thing. But yeah, Daniel Larson is absolute degeneracy. Plus, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I need to say about Daniel Larson, but I don't know there's much good I could say about Daniel Larson, if I'm being honest. Yeah. This guy. Oh, I'm so happy they put him on here. Now remind me, what's this guy's name again? Shoot. What is this guy's name? He's the guy that, like, made the really stupid review for the Steam Deck and the, I forget his name. But, yeah, he's cringe. I don't, because everything he does, I think, is satire. Even though it's all stupid, and I don't think it's really necessary, I think it's satire. So I'm okay with just kind of putting it in cringe. I mean, just because it's satire doesn't mean it's not cringy. So I'm okay with just putting it in cringy. Did you not put the school shooter in the worst tier? You know, I didn't actually make this tier list. This tier list was one of the ones that was, like, community made. Otherwise, oh, absolutely. Are there any school shooters on here, actually? I don't actually really know what they look like, if I'm being honest. If there are on here, I don't know what they look like. I guess I'm that in the dark about what they look like. Let's see. To be honest, there's a good chunk on here that I don't know. But I'm kind of just skipping past them. Let's see here. Is this guy supposed to be James Charles? The Ultimate Gentleman was actually a shooter? Really? Is that this guy? Let's see, the Ultimate Gentleman. Or is it the Supreme? Oh my. Which guy we got? Whoa. Okay, this rabbit hole just got deeper. Is that that's the guy we've got here, right? Oh man, thank you for that, Grav. I'm now horrified, but I'm happy that I know this now. I also have a new rabbit hole to go down. Jesus. So he was a shooter. Did he go through with anything, or was it just a manifesto he wrote? Either way, he's going to degenerate, but I had no idea about that. Yeah, okay, well, there we go. To be honest, I don't respect cucks, because why would someone be okay with some rando or, God forbid, friend, family member having sex with their partner? That screams to me that there's no self-respect. I 100% agree. It's very, very strange. I don't understand why there's... Because that just screams, I don't have communication skills, and rather than tell you why, rather than, like, explain to you why I'm not okay with this, like, I'd rather just sit here in pity. Man, okay, well, I'm happy you mentioned that. He shot some people, I think, than himself. He was one of the Hunger Games movie producer? Whoa! What was this dude's name? You said it was, what was it? Elliot... Oh, it was... Elliot Roger... Handsome... God damn. That took a very, very dark turn. Dude, thank you for that. Oh my. Okay, you know what? We're gonna stick to the people that I know, I think. Because at this point, I don't know who else we got on this list. And I don't want to risk leaving anybody like that important. Yeah, this guy's weird, pretty weird rabbit hole. I guess. I did not realize it was so bad. I'm just gonna move over the people that I for sure know. And then anybody else I don't, we can kind of work with. I'll provide contacts for one of them. For sure, man. Oh, shoot. Wait, is Rogue Why is Rogue Internet Man on here? Is he supposed to be on here? I thought he was one of the guys that makes fun of... I thought Rogue Internet Man was one of the guys that, like, makes fun of lolcows. I'm a little confused by him being included on there. Rice Gum. I forget this guy's name and this guy's name, but I feel like I know them. J Station, definitely. Yeah, that's exactly, BG. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why Rogue Internet Man is on there, because he's definitely not a lolcow. He's a good dude from... Exactly, yeah. He's the one that goes with Smokey McCrack and a few others. Keemstar. Oh, K. I didn't know K Cooking was considered a lolcow. That's kind of funny. Do we remember her name? I know her, but I don't remember her name. This lady. We're missing a few on here too, I noticed. I might have to just make my own, honestly. EDP445. Degenerate. I don't really have time for cupcakes or predators in me. Where is Jack from Cooking with Jack at? The Master of Maya? I don't know. Cooking with Jack. That sounds awfully familiar. Cooking with Jack. Oh, yeah. We got Cooking with Jack on here. I know a little bit about him. I am not as familiar, so I might need a little bit of help filling in on that one. Let's see. Is there anybody else? I feel like this list definitely needs some refinement. Okay, I feel comfortable with where we're at. Next one, we got Cyrax. I would argue Cyrax should go right next to Christian. Because for my money, Cyrax is arguably probably the most unhinged since Christian. EDP ruined the world. Ruin the word cupcake. I actually like muffins and cupcakes, so fuck you, EDP, for ruining the word cupcakes. Yo, that's facts. Phil. So hear me out on why I'm gonna put Phil in Degenerate. And I'm gonna make a good case. Phil asks people for money daily to support his habits. He spends upwards of $40,000 on WWE champions while lying to his audience about it, lying to his audience daily, trying to coerce, gaslight, and retcon why he did or didn't do something when he actually did. And on top of that, Phil is a college graduate, a former valedictorian, and I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. And the further you go down his rabbit hole, the less sympathy you have. So for Phil, I have to go Degenerate. Because, like, the way he operates, no person should operate. I have less respect for Phil than most people on this list. So, yeah, for Phil, I'm gonna have to go straight Degenerate. J Station. For me, Degenerate. Making light of people's death is just not okay. Cyrax is the worst lolcow in my opinion. I think that's a fair opinion, honestly. Bro, you keep moving the one I want to talk about down. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Can you try to like describe which one I should be looking at, Meme Man? Like throw me up a description of which one I should be looking at. I think Boogie should also be in Degenerate, to be honest. The purple furry art. Oh, okay. Let's see. Boogie is a constant manipulator, and he is a thorough bullshit artist through and through. Yeah, I mean, that is fair. And he has been bullshitting people a long, long time. But, like, what's the most degenerate thing? Like, has Boogie ever done anything as bad as any of these people? I mean, I guess the most thing he has done is he did ask for money a lot. I mean, that's... I'm not... we'll stick him at the very tail end of Degenerate. He could very easily, for me, go to Disgusting. Oh, also play VR chat. Okay, so can you provide me a little bit of context for the purple one here? Meme Man? I would love to hear what you got going on with this guy. Boogie manipulated the 18-year-old girl into a relationship. Was it confirmed that she was 18 though? I thought it was confirmed that she was like at least of age. Make a video defending animals. Whoa, wait a second. The purple one? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. If this is who I think it is... Oh, bro. If this is who I think it is... Well, I'm already not liking what I see. Did this... Okay, Meme Man, can you confirm, did this person have anything to do with... there was a zoophile by the name of... Started with a D, I want to say. It was like... shoot, what was it called? Like... shoot, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know, I can picture it. I can picture it. They had a... Let's see, who is the furry that Shane Dawson interviewed? Kiro. Are they connected to Kiro at all? Because if they're connected to Kiro in any way... But still, pretty fucking young and easily impressionable. Boogie manipulated her sympathetic mindset with his victim mentality and lying. Not to knowledge. Yeah, I mean, if we got a zoophile or a pedo, I'm okay with Degenerate. If it's anything like Kiro, lock that bitch up, man. I'm not... So I was watching a video the other day. They were talking about Kiro, and it was the first time I've ever watched or listened to a documentary, and I was getting, like, physically sick. And I don't often get sick when I'm listening to documentaries or anything, but, like, the stuff that they were talking about, I was like, this is too much for me. Oh, yeah, this is Kiro. Degenerate number 1, man. No, move over. No, man, I'm not even going to go into detail with what Kiro did, but I can't. It's very upsetting to me as a very like big dog lover. It's very upsetting. The Sappho is similar to Kira. Okay, that's enough for me. I got you. Okay, who else we got? We got Tafia Chu. Let's see, where would be a good place to put Tafia Chu? Is Lolcow a good spot for Tafia Chu? Because I don't know if it goes any higher than that. I know she's Lolcow. Put them near them? Absolutely. If they're anything like Kiro, I'm good with that. For me, I think Tafia Chu would be like a Lolcow. Because I know Nova is connected to Tafia Chu, kind of. They have beef. But for me, Nova is degenerate. But I don't think Tafia Chu did anything that was quite degenerate, right? Now, if it was her dad, Papa Chu, we got a bit of a different take. But I think if we're talking just her, I'm pretty sure we're talking just Lolcow. Amberlynn Reed, I think we're also talking just Lolcow, right? I don't think she has any like pedo allegations or anything. People like Kira gives furries better. Dude, for real, like I've been pretty like good on the furry community for a little bit now, and hearing Kira, I was like, yeah, that's the type of stuff that like I remember making me mad about stuff in the first place. Amberlynn Reed. Controversy. Jeez, can't type. Okay. Oh, of course. Okay. Amberlynn Reed. Controversy. I don't think she did anything too. Amberlynn Reed is notorious for her scandals, drama, and controversy. She has repeatedly been named one of the most controversial YouTubers and has garnered a large... Okay. Yep. The GoFundMe scandal, I remember that. The cancer scandal. Scooters in Walmart. Okay, what do we got with the rape allegations? Cordero... Allegations hitting him. Herself seemed like the victim. Want to realize she was the true abuser. Don't like the animal abuse allegations. Where do we put her? Because a lot of it's allegations, I'm gonna go with Lolcow. But if any proof were to ever come about it, she could easily move up to degenerate. Kiro is the guy that people believe furries to be when that's not the case, and I'm not even a furry. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just so weird, man. Like, I remember because I was watching the interview he did with Shane Dawson, and a lot of the answers he gave were like kind of wholesome, and then you see the stuff he did, and it's like, it's literally unspeakable. Like, it makes me so mad. Low tier god, I would say Lolcow. I think that's a fair, just absolute Lolcow. I don't know if it goes any deeper than that, really. Yeah, I think I'm good with just Lolcow. Like, low tier god, I from what I know about him, I've never really seen him do anything too crazy other than just be stupid. Let's see. Here's the guy that people believe furries to be when... Oh, wait, sorry, I read that one. Futuristic Cub's a weirdo, to be honest. He made sexual Minecraft animations and tried copyright striking Optimus for criticizing. That's funny. Alright, we're making good progress on this. What else we got? Let's see. iDubbbz. I'm just gonna say iDubbbz is weird because, like, and by weird, I'm talking about the cucking thing. Like, I don't think he can really truly go into lolcow status because realistically, he hasn't really done anything. But he's just boring, man. He's not anywhere near how he used to be. That's where I would go with iDubbbz. Ethan Klein. Man, I miss the days when I respected this dude. I would say absolute lolcow. Well, yeah, I would say absolute lolcow probably. Here's a quick doc on. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Thank you. I'm gonna watch that after we finish this ranking. I appreciate that though greatly. iDubbbz only had one bad incident. I've only lost respect for him, but just a mid guy, to be honest. Not lolcow, in all honesty. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I would put him in harmless. The only reason I put him in weird, though, is because just kind of being a cuck in general. Just kind of stupid. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll keep him in weird for now. Ethan Klein, I think I'm okay putting lolcow, just because his whole beef with Keemstar was stupid. Speaking of Keemstar, where do we put Keemstar? Because for me, and this could totally be like, I don't know where to put Keemstar, honestly. Because I personally don't have any beef with Keemstar. Like, I know he's done some stupid shit, and he's done some things and said some things that are stupid. But, like, I also, it's going to sound weird, but I kind of respect the hustle on some things. So I wouldn't know where to put him, honestly. Like, I would say lolcow, but I think he's kind of better than Ethan in some ways. Because my problem with Ethan is just too... He's too mixed with his stuff. Keem is mega cringe. I need to do a deeper dive then. The only thing I've ever seen is his, like, recent stuff, like with the boxing match and all that. I need to do a deeper dive then. I'm gonna keep him off the list then until I can assess properly. I remember him being super cringe, but I don't know for what, I guess. Unfortunate. I trust you, Grav. I know. If you're saying he's cringe, he gotta be cringe. My favorite thing though is that I'm fast as fuck, boy. Let's see. Onision. I feel like Degenerate is proper for Onision. I want to remind myself real quick. Controversy. Using his punch to recruit, solicit, and groom underaged. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think I'm good with Onision and Degenerate. You got me in the mood for his zombies and Spaceland, so I'm gonna run that for a bit while lurking stream. Hell yeah, man, have at it. I don't blame you. Zombies in Spaceland, that's good stuff. Wings of Redemption. I gotta go absolute lolcow. Because I don't think he's disgusting. He does some gross things from time to time. But I definitely don't think he's, I don't think he's, like, underneath a lolcow. I think he sits comfortably as a proper lolcow. But I don't think he's as bad as Boogie or DSP or Christian or any of these guys. Wings has done some fucked up stuff, for sure. But I have a hard time putting him in Degenerate, man. I don't know. Like, I know Wings. Like, I know the stuff about Wings, but I have a really hard time putting him any higher than just than here. The reason why I call Quantum a sociopath, because of the way he detailed how to unalive the Axeman's family. It was logical how he would do it, but clearly driven by anger and hatred and how to. Yeah, no, that was the thing that was so surprising, was just how, oh man, it was rough. Harmless. Kay's cooking is definitely harmless. She makes some really gross looking food, but she seems super harmless to me. Honestly, she seems like she's like really funny about it. Like in everything I've seen from her, like I know she doesn't really like the videos being made about her, but her stuff, it's pretty harmless. Let's see. Leafy. Kay is wholesome, to be honest, from what I've seen. Exactly. I have a really hard time putting her in anything but harmless. Just the food is a hate crime. Yeah, it really is, though. Let's see. Where would Leafy go? Is Leafy really a lol cow, though? Like, I know he's done some cringy stuff, but I don't know if he's really a lol cow. Well, when he came back, though, at his tweets and stuff, I mean, it was kind of cringe. We're gonna go with cringe, because Leafy's definitely done some cringy stuff. And, I mean, I guess the fact that Griffin says that Leafy is like his inspiration kind of says as much as it needs to. So I'm good with cringe on that. Didn't Wings mention stuff about cheese pizza? Cheese pizza. I'm trying to think what that would be. If that's a recent thing, I haven't heard anything Wings said about it. I'm trying to think what that would be, though. I know Wings has some like really weird. I mean, for me, my Wings knowledge for food is always like the Wendy's chili, but yeah, I don't know. Rice Gum is just an asshole, honestly. Would he go absolute lolcow for that? I guess so. I'm almost tempted to put him one step higher. Just for how, like, rude and mean he is. And for how entitled he thinks he is. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, I'm gonna just stick him in disgusting. Because I just think he's an asshole. Let's see. I think I've said I got cheese pizza on my computer. Cheese pizza's code for... Oh. See, I had never heard that one. That I would have to do some looking into. That I'll have to do some looking into. For right now, I would just consider him absolute lolcow, but that'd be interesting. I'll have to look into that. I've definitely done my amount of Wings footage that I've sifted through, but I don't recall ever coming across that. So that would be interesting to see. One of my favorite lolcows, King Cobra. This man makes the most disgusting food alive. I think he gives Kay a run for her money. I think he could make Gordon Ramsay barf with his presence in the room. He's a degenerate, absolutely. And if nothing else, just for his cooking. Which, I gotta say, that's the most, like, wholesome thing about Cobra, is the fact that he's a degenerate strictly because he's, like, the worst cook ever. Also, he's, like, pretty stupid and crazy, but, like, King Cobra is... He's a beast. Okay, we're down to the last one that I know. I really don't know this guy as much as I thought. And that's the vegan teacher. Now vegan teacher. Controversy. To be fair, I think it could have been a poorly said joke, or I might be misremembering, but he has said some sus weird shit, and I don't fully trust him because Wings is a liar. That is fair. I do know Wings has said some really sus stuff before, and he's kind of passed it off later as a joke. So he kind of rides a gray line, and that's the hardest thing to think about with him. Okay, who's that vegan teacher? What did she do? Popularly known as that vegan teacher is a Canadian animal rights activist. Deconstructed content has been controversial, prompting accusations of racism and homophobia. Okay. Oh, that sucks. I mean, with vegan teacher, should we say like lolcow or disgusting? I mean, just for being hateful. And just for being overall kind of gross, I feel like disgusting. And with that, I think I don't really know any of the other people on here well enough to rank them, unfortunately. So we'll have to come back, and I'll have to make my own tier list on this, but I feel like we have a pretty good list. I feel like we got a pretty decent list of terrible people. Well, let's watch the that video that Graf sent us, and then I think we will adjourn for the day.
Hey everyone, Arya here. Thank you so much for keeping me company
Thank you,
as I
Brad,
look
for
into
sending
yet
this, by the way.
another horrific internet tragedy, continuing our investigation into the question of whether or not the worst monsters are no longer hiding in the dark, but are out here in the light of the technology beaming right into our faces. Today, we examine the case of Elliot Rodger, whose misogyny-fueled rampage resulted in the death of 7 people and the injury of over a dozen more in the sweet Southern California college town of Isla Vista in Santa Barbara. Elliot had a history of mental health issues, a trail of hate-filled breadcrumbs on incel message boards and his YouTube channel, and several encounters with police in the months before the massacre. And yet, no one ran a background or gun check on him. If they did, they may have found thousands of dollars worth of weapons and ammunition acquired for his horrific murder spree, or the monstrous manifesto he wrote detailing his plot and philosophies, which has continued to inspire the incel community online for years. Let's get into it. Elliot Rodger was born on July 24th, 1991, in London, England. His Malaysian mother, Lee Chin, worked as a unit nurse on film sets like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, and his father, Peter Rodger, was a director whose failed documentary nearly bankrupted his family in the early 2000s, but later found success directing commercials and even directed some extra shots for The Hunger Games. By the time Elliot was 5, his family had moved back to the US, ultimately settling in Southern California. At 7, his parents divorced, and within a year, his father remarried a Moroccan actress named Sumaya
Fair enough,
Akaboud,
Tank Memer.
a cast member in a French version
I
of
didn't
The
know
Real
about the racism
Housewives.
stuff either. I
Elliot
only knew
enjoyed the
about the
prestige of his
extremism.
family's place in Hollywood. He even bragged about his parents' showbiz acquaintances in his manifesto.
Yeah, that's the thing, BG. I don't understand that. I don't understand how, like, they can seem so normal, and everything would be fine if they would just treat relationships as normal things and not as some kind of transaction.
Around the time of his parents' divorce, Elliot also began therapy, as his parents became increasingly concerned about his developing social issues. As a side note, I started therapy this year. I've got a wonderful therapist, and I highly encourage those of you who have the means to have a therapist to do so. It's wonderful. Everyone should attend therapy in their lives. In elementary school, Elliot had a hard time fitting in despite his desire to be
I would also go on record to say that I agree. Therapy is a great tool. And, yeah, very underutilized.
popular. By the age of 9, his therapists had given him several unofficial diagnoses, ranging from Asperger's syndrome to some depression or anxiety. Notably, much of the psychiatric evaluation Elliot endured was
Yeah, BetterHelp is pretty cool. I tried one of those one of those hotlines that you would call for the first time, just to like talk, and it was very nice, honestly. I did not expect that. Should get sponsored. Oh, dude, I would absolutely, because it's something that I genuinely believe that is helpful. So like, yeah, and if you go and watch the interview I did with Sess, we talk a lot about like ways that like me personally or people in general can like overcome and should strive to get help. It's really, really important stuff, honestly.
Due to an argument over how much child support was required for his care during his parents' tumultuous divorce. By the time Elliot was a highly introverted teen, his greatest form of socialization was playing the online fantasy video game, World of Warcraft. In part, he seemed to obsessively lose himself in interactive online gaming because he was bullied.
Absolutely, yeah. Therapy can come in many forms, honestly. And it really just depends on like what you feel is helpful for you. Like if you do something and you feel that it's therapeutic enough that it gets you in like the right headspace, then like that's kind of the whole point, honestly. It's just to be able to feel like you're heard and you're listened to and you're well expressed, I suppose. And sometimes it's doing, yeah, like kickboxing is that's actually like a really great example. Because sometimes it's exercise, sometimes it's that, sometimes it's communication. It really just depends. It's different for everybody.
He was even pulled out of 2 public high schools because of it. At his second high school, he had a paralyzing panic attack in the hall, and after that, he never went back. The principal of his new school would later describe Elliot's experience, saying, "Sometimes at lunch, kids would encourage him to join their tables. Sometimes he would, but even when he did, he would just kind of be present. He had this push and pull between his desire to engage socially and his fear of rejection. To that effect, Elliot bought designer clothes and spent hundreds of dollars on lottery tickets because he believed money would make him more appealing, especially to the blonde girls in his class, of whom he was becoming increasingly resentful for not reciprocating his attraction." Elliot was deeply concerned about his inability to lose his virginity. He would later write, "Finding out about sex is one of the things that truly destroyed my entire life. Sex. The very word fills me with hate. I would always covet it. I would always fantasize about it, but I would never get it."
Man, I really wish people could understand it's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, is sex cool? Yeah. But is it gonna shape the rest of your life? No. Like, it's not. Man, it's just not. Like, it's just not. Like, I've been married for 5 years, right? And don't get me wrong, man. Like, coming from a Mormon background, you want sex. Like, you definitely do. But, like, you have it, you're like, wow. But then, you understand that it's just a part of life at that point. You don't go, that was life-changing. Like, I mean, yes, it's life-changing, but it's not like, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe, but, like, you start to realize that, like, it's part of growing up, and it's not like a transaction. Like, it's not like getting high. It's not like doing drugs. Like, it's just weird. I don't know. I mean, sex is cool, but being a cool person is better. Exactly. Like, not being a douchebag. Like, I'll be honest. The first time where, like, because, like, when you first have sex, and then you, like, have sex after that, and you the first time that you actually don't want sex, you have to kind of, like, think, you're like, is this normal? Like, is my brain actually saying I don't want sex right now? And it's weird, but yeah, it's a thing, man. Like, you're gonna hit times in your life where it's not that important. And it's weird because for a while you think it's the most important thing in the world, but it's not. And it's just not. I agree. It's such a virgin mindset to have.
By the time he was 18, what may have started as a fear of talking to girls had turned to a hatred of women. He described one incident in which he smiled at 2 hot blonde girls he drove past at a bus stop. But because they didn't acknowledge him, in a rage, I made a U-turn, pulled up to their bus stop, and splashed my Starbucks latte all over them. I felt a feeling of spiteful satisfaction as I saw it stain their jeans. His parents encouraged him to enroll in Santa Barbara City College and sent him there in a black BMW, hoping it would improve his social stature. While at school, he continued to harass women, frequented misogynistic websites, and conversed in online forums devoted to, as Elliot wrote, envisioning a world where women fear you. The incel mentality is so morbidly intriguing to me. And I think Elliot Rodger, his psyche, this case as a whole, is a perfect look into how destructive that mentality can be. His manifesto would eventually showcase an even more severe philosophy. Elliot's ideal world was one in which women were kept in concentration camps, used merely as vessels for artificial insemination.
Dude, that's so messed up. Like, everybody is a human being on this earth, and to think of another person as an object is just so fucked up. Kickboxing improves confidence, discipline, respect, self-control, physical wellness, as well as control on how to effectively take down bad guys, as well as knowing when to embrace your rage. Yeah, I think some incels really should take up martial arts, because I will bet money that it will improve their lives and get them out of that horrid mindset. A lot of it is really like resetting your mind's expectations. Like once you can break that idea that like you're owed something, it changes a lot. Like the world feels so much bigger when you take out social media. Yeah. It really does. Like, that's the biggest thing, is like social media has kind of tricked us into thinking that the world is either bigger or smaller than we think it is, and sometimes it really is the opposite.
July 2013, just before he turned 22, he decided to give women one last chance, attending a party where he hoped to lose his virginity. When none of the girls expressed interest in him, he drunkenly attempted to push several women off a 10-foot ledge, but as other boys intervened, Elliot was pushed off instead and broke his ankle. When his father picked him up, Elliot told him that he had been bullied and beaten up. They went to the police with this story, but their case was dropped when witnesses from the party indicated that Elliot had been the aggressor. In the wake of this incident and his long recovery, Elliot's plot for his day of retribution was formalized. Elliot legally purchased 3 handguns. Later police reports found that he had spent almost $2,500 between December 2012 and March 2013 on guns and ammo. He also went to a firing range for practice as many as 6 times between February and April 2014. On April 30th, 2014, a month before the attack, Elliot's mother became worried after finding his YouTube account where he had uploaded troubling videos. In a video posted in mid-April titled, "Why Do Girls Hate Me So Much?" he mused about how women could refuse him as he was the ultimate gentleman. We hear about kind of the nice guy trope, right? But this is like that to this wild extreme. I mean, it's scary to think that there are still so many people out there on the internet that share Elliot's beliefs, that view themselves as the ultimate gentleman, that view themselves as these nice guys who don't understand why women aren't giving them the attention they deserve.
Yeah, a lot of these people definitely have the ego. And I feel like a lot of this has to boil down to some kind of like ego, or like, I don't want to say narcissism, but like it almost feels like some kind of narcissism possibly. After this, please watch one of Elliot's videos. They are very short and you can see how creepy he is. Yeah, definitely.
And have all these very twisted views on how women should behave and how society should treat them. It's scary. He vlogged, "I'm so magnificent. I deserve girls much more than all those slobs I see in my college who are somehow able to walk around with beautiful girls." One commenter called him out saying, "I'm not trying to be mean, but the creepy vibe that you give off in these videos is likely the major reason that you can't get girls." That commenter, pretty bang on. Elliot's mother got the Santa Barbara Police Department involved, sending 6 officers to his apartment for a welfare check. But Elliot was an incredible liar, and Santa Barbara County Sheriff Bill Brown said of the police visit, he convinced them that it was all a misunderstanding, that he was not a threat to himself or to anyone else. Thus, no further inquiry was made, but after the run-in with the police, Elliot temporarily archived his YouTube videos. Even then, he left a large digital trail behind him, participating in multiple message boards sharing his violent views. On a site called PUA Hate, where incels complain about pickup artists or men who have success with women, Elliot wrote, "One day incels will realize their true strength and numbers and will overthrow the oppressive feminist system.
Dude, it's way too serious.
Start envisioning a world where women fear you." Nothing was as damning as Elliot's incredibly vivid manifesto, a 140-page document entitled My Twisted World. a copy of which he sent directly to the police, where he described plans to torture, kill, behead, shoot, and run over people in his car before ending his life as the police closed in on him. His writing was clear and precise, and according to New York forensic psychiatrist Dr. Michael Stone, has none of the raving quality that you see in the writing of people with psychosis. The manifesto also included details about his family issues, childhood traumas, ineptitude attracting women causing him to despise them, as well as his hatred of ethnic minorities and interracial couples. Well, there's a double ding against me. Later investigations into Elliott's search history would show his growing interest in studying the Nazi leaders who engineered the Holocaust. On Friday, May 23, 2014, a fateful day at the start of Memorial Day weekend, and perhaps not coincidentally, celebratory last weekend of the UCSB school term, Elliott began his day with Phase 1, 3 gruesome murders in his own apartment. Elliott's first victims were his 2 roommates and one of their friends, all college students from Asia, Cheng-Wan James Hong, 20, George Chen, 19, and Wei Han David Wang, 20. Each victim was ambushed separately as they walked in and placed in separate rooms when they were dead. Wang's body had 15 stab wounds, and Hong had 25 stab wounds, as well as many cuts on his hands and arms, indicating his attempts at self-defense. Chen's body, which had by far experienced the most carnage, was stabbed 94 times. After his first killings at about 7:30 p.m., Elliott went to Starbucks for a triple vanilla latte.
That is so weird to me. That is creepy, man. That's creepy. Sorry, I'm in and out. Who is this vid on? It's on Elliott Rodger, the killer virgin.
Then returned home to email his manifesto to over a dozen family and
real.
friends and post his final YouTube video entitled Elliott Rodger's Retribution. In the video, filmed in his black BMW with the bright golden California sunshine on his face, Elliott laughs as he says, "You never showed me any mercy, so I will show you none. I'll give you exactly what you deserve. All of you." Viewers and readers were immediately concerned. Users debated taking action in the video's comments, not aware that the murders had already occurred. One wrote, "Could someone tip off the police just in case?" Another person replied, "Don't. Whatever happens, we didn't do anything, so just let it happen if it does." For future reference, always take action. Don't just let it happen, please. No one was more concerned than Elliott's family, who, after so many years of worrying about his social struggles, were brought to a pinnacle after receiving his emailed manifesto. His mother, father, and stepmother each rushed to their cars to embark on the 100-mile journey from LA to Isla Vista. But the self-proclaimed ideal magnificent gentleman was already moving on to Phase 2, which he also described in the manifesto. "I cannot kill every single female on Earth, but I can deliver a devastating blow that will shake all of them to the core of their wicked hearts. I will
Dude, that is just... It's too far, man. Jesus Christ.
attack the very girls who represent everything I hate in the female gender. The hottest sorority of UCSB." Elliott made his way to Alpha Pi, where he gunned down Veronica Elizabeth Weiss, 19, and Catherine Brianne Cooper, 22, outside the sorority house. Neither of the girls belonged to that sorority. By now, it was about 9:30 at night, the time at which the first calls were made to the police to report the active shooter. From there, Elliott began Phase 3, in which he hoped to kill as many pedestrians as possible by firing guns from his car while racing down the streets of Isla Vista. In front of the Ivy Deli Market, he killed his last victim, Christopher Ross Michael Martinez, 20. He continued driving and firing at random, injuring as many as 14 others. As Elliott's parents approached Isla Vista, they began to get notifications about a killer in a black BMW at large at UC Santa Barbara. His parents called the sheriff, who directed them to wait at a Home Depot in Elliott.
If I had a quarter for every time a race mix person hated other race mix people, I would have 2 quarters. I'm just kind of shocked that it happened twice. It's really
Neighborhood.
insane.
It was
I don't
here in this
understand
parking
it.
lot that they would learn of Elliott's
It's a
death
very
from a
weird behavior.
self-inflicted gunshot wound. His plan was complete. At the end of his manifesto, Elliott wrote, "I am the true victim in all of this. I am the good guy." While the statement might seem laughable to the public at large, unfortunately, within some parts of the incel community, Elliott became a canonized figure. Shortly after the attack, there were even t-shirts with Elliott's face being sold on Redbubble. And several years later, in 2018, in Toronto, Canada, another incel named Alec Manassian murdered 10 people and wounded 14 others. Most of his victims were women. Just before the attack, he posted a statement to Facebook saying, "The incel rebellion has already begun. We will overthrow all the Chads and Stacys. All hail the supreme gentleman, Elliot Rodger." It's worth noting, very few laws pertaining to hate speech online have been made since either of these attacks, so it seems the monsters that live among us online can keep holding their heads up high where we can fear them, even when we can't see their faces. I mean, this case is just such a horrific tragedy. I mean, so many dead, all because of this pathetic, frankly, pathetic mentality. Going back to my earlier point, it's scary that you have someone like Elliot Rodger or Alec Manassian. They're inspiring more and more. It's scary. It's unsettling. It's unnerving. That's what it is. And if we go back to our question of whether or not the worst monsters are no longer hiding in the dark, but if they're in the light of the technology beaming right into our faces, I mean, the monsters are certainly there. Certainly some of them maybe will never act to the degree that Manassian or Elliot Rodger did. However, again, the internet has created a space where these people can come together in these echo chambers where they can continue riling each other up. That said, that's why I appreciate you and your time and being here to join me as I cover these cases, so I'm not quite so alone going through them. However, as always, thank you for your time, and if you have a case that you'd like me to cover on this,
Mr. Swirl, I'll have to keep that one in mind. Let me go over to the vid that Grav sent here.
Tomorrow is the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge against humanity. Against all of you. You will all be animals. You are animals, and I will slaughter you like animals. I hate all of you sexually active men. I hate you. I hate all of you. If I had it in my power, I would stop at nothing to reduce every single one of you to mountains of skulls.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Man, yeah. Not kidding. Okay. Well, guys, on that dour note, yeah, thank you for coming to stream today. Yeah, he does talk like Minecraft for literal. Jeez. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. I appreciate it very much. If you would like to see the... Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here we are. Okay. If you would like to see the interview that I did, I agree. The dude is super corny. Here's the link. And I will pin that message for you. Yep, I gotta go get the puppies. But yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate you so much. You guys take care. And if I don't see you for Thanksgiving, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. And I am grateful for all of you. Take care, guys. Much love.